So it'll catch up to him eventually as well. It's a very good counter. If you have quick fingers enough to catch Storm while he's zipping. Rubik picked up next here for Infinity, though. And I got to say, I'm not crazy about this one. It doesn't make that much sense here. There's nothing that big for you to steal. Like, you're okay taking what Venomancer's got. Yeah, you can take Morphling's attribute shift. But nothing really in Tusk Kit is that great on you, unfortunately. It feels like you just kind of get blown up by this Morphling this game or run out by the Tusk. Because your laning is pretty weak as well. He's more than happy to run you with this tag team. Death Prophet next.
That could be that could be Lelis's Death Prophet, but it looks like it's most likely Quinn, right?
Yeah. You got some serious early game aggression coming out, though. I mean, when you have Tusk clicking you down with like all the agility on Morphling, those tag team attacks that come out very quick. You got the rundown potential of Spirit Siphon. You got the tower taking ability of Venomancer, Morphling, and Death Prophet. You got a lot going on for you. Infinity, it doesn't really seem like they have much of a game plan, though. I mean, they got the potential to jump on Morphling with like a Blink Dagger Blade Mail duel. I'm not crazy about Phantom Lancer either here. I'm going to be honest with you. I mean, you got the D-Spell for Veno, but it doesn't answer this aggression that Quincy have. I think we're just going to see similar to the last game, crazy picking Team Brazil apart.
10 seconds remain.
But one last pick for both teams, and the bans are going to come out. Quincy crew at the very last of their reserve time, so they probably have solved a couple things that they're going to pick, and they're probably in the same boat as me, wondering what Infinity are exactly thinking here, and how they're going to play against them. Lina banned out, so as you said, it will very likely be Death Prophet the mid lane. They do have the option of running him off if they have to, but when they're trying to ban those long range heroes, we saw it in game 1 of Quincy crew of Crazy versus Team Brazil. It was just too much of a struggle for Death Prophet to be able to close those gaps, run at the enemies. They want to be running against a melee hero in the mid lane probably, so we'll see another one like that banned out. They made things a bit easier for them by banning out the Queen of Pain, the Invoker, the Wind Ranger. We don't have to worry about those in mid. It makes things easier for the Death Prophet as well.
Do you think they still take the Storm here for Infinity?
I never thought that they should take the Storm, but it's just something Mr. Jeans likes. Not against the Death Prophet for sure, though, if that's what you're asking. Because, again, Storm, you have to walk into the creep wave to drop those remnants.
Yeah.
And, of course, you have the silence on Death Prophet. It's a decent counter to it in the lane and as the game goes on. Timbersaw banned out next here. That's a decent pickup for them as well. You've got lead commander in the Tiny. He'd be more than happy to play against either of those in the laning phase. And Rubik is a weak laner, isn't able to do a whole lot against him either. Finally, they ban out the Bat Rider, which they don't have any Dispel on Quincy crew. And still looking for potential offlaner / mid on Infinity. That's one hero that Death Prophet wouldn't really like to walk into. That likes walking into the creep wave. Of course, you get enough sticky napalm stacks on yourself, and he runs you with the Firefly. It's going to bring you down a lot faster than Soul Siphon will.
So for Infinity, we were talking about the Storm potential. Well, I'm talking about the Storm potential, but I don't think it's going to be a mid. Yeah, that's where I was getting at. I think you got Tiny Rubik, and I don't know why I didn't say anything earlier, but it doesn't feel like they're still looking for a mid in that situation, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, they could swap it out. Again, Rubik's usually played in the 4, but when they banned out the Invoker Quap Wind, it's kind of like I was saying. They were worried about these like heroes that were able to harass the Tiny out of lane or run him down. Run him down. Somebody who couldn't walk into and get that Toss Avalanche combo onto.
Okay.
But at least he's susceptible to Quinn here on the Death Prophet. Come on, Quinn, lock in the Death Prophet. Don't pick the axe so we can look stupid. Okay, nice. Thank you, Quinn. My man.
My man.
All right, let's go. We got Lelis finishing this up on the axe. Amazing hero against the Phantom Lancer. The more, as soon as axe blinks onto the Phantom Lancer, he creates illusions onto him, which will start attacking the axe, and of course, just make him spin more. I like Lelis here. He's probably going to have to cut creep waves on pretty early, which is harder to do given the changes to how creeps aggro onto enemy heroes. They need to be close to that tier 1 tower. But Mr. Jeans, I feel like he's just going to get bodied here by Quinn. They have the ping advantage on Quincy Crew. All these games are on US East server, so it's that much harder to walk up and punish Quinn if he's not paying attention. He has the ping advantage, and of course, you know, you do have that rundown potential on Quinn too. As long as he can survive that initial burst from your hero, which I imagine he will have enough HP to do. He's a very skilled player. He's not going to make a slip up like that, allow you to come online and start popping off. Then he's going to win the lane very easily. So, let's go.
I'm ready to go. Excitement of brewing.
You see me waving.
Excitement is brewing. The orchestra hits. You know, I got myself some Monster Energy, not in the can. I brought the can beside me as I poured out my drink, but you know, I've been starting to dip into my my shrine behind me.
Ooh.
Someone asked me to ask the cans for answers about who was going to win the game, but I don't know if you noticed, it's slowly been shrinking over the last couple of days. I've gone through most of the regular ones. I still got the Dragon Seas, and Pipeline Punches, the Mango Locos. I've gone to the store and picked up a couple extras as well because I didn't want to completely mess up my trend. To fix these babies. Gotta have them looking clean for all of you out there. Got my roommate, of course, some green teas. But yeah, this monster gonna give me the energy I need to pick apart these Quincy Crew drafts and their plays, because these guys are hard to follow. If he's up against a Legion commander, I would say you're not as big on the Venom.
Continues. Always refreshing.
He goes for it anyways. Okay, yeah, that's fair. All right. But he's probably not gonna be up against a Legion commander. He'll probably want to start top. MSS, you're letting the fellas down. You're taking too long to leave the base. All right. For anyone that takes this long to get ready, come on. Okay. Not just in game, but in life. Life goes fast. Nobody wants to wait around while you change. Nobody wants to wait around because you haven't showered at the start of your day and you still need to shower. There you go. Alright, heroes on. Quincy Crew grouped up down here. You're not going to get a whole lot of use of this tag team if you're not with the Morphling and the Venomancer, in my opinion. In fact, you're not going to get that much use of it against Mandy. He's going to be able to doppelganger and walk away. Ooh, that is bright. It is too bright to be blood. And he dialed it back to chrome.
Well, that's not true.
That kind of hurt my eyes. I don't know about you.
I'm not saying it's not too bright. My thing is, it doesn't necessarily mean it's not blood. I mean, you're dealing with, you know, creatures that may have different colored blood.
I'm not sure what you're trying to get at here.
Not everybody's just a human with red blood in this game.
Just don't like the non-red blood folk. Alright, let's go. Ben Jazz. So blocking the creeps up, doing an excellent job, Pure. You are. Pulling his weight too. SVG looking to come at people.
Look at this. Already behind them? What do you take first? Poison Sting? Okay. I can get behind that. Is this heavy into the Plague Ward build that you're going to see from this Venomancer?
Probably. Given the fact that he's playing against Legion Commander in lane, he will have press the attack. He's just going to dispel that Venomous Gale. You might see the first point in the Venomous Gale, but I don't think he'll max it here. Again, you might see like 1, 2, 4 or something like that. Legion's pretty good at dealing with Venomancer in a number of ways, though. The high movement speed and base damage mean he's able to just bring down these Plague Wards pretty quickly and start farming them up.
Yeah.
So you're already in a pretty bad spot for SVG, but I think they plan on closing out this game fairly quickly. Not taking this too late against the enemy team. Yeah, I mean, you got the Morphling, which is all right bringing it into the late game, but Quinn here on this Death Prophet, you're going to have an easy time against Tiny. You have like this aggressive hero, Tusk here, MSS, and of course, Axe, the Blink Tolls. Paired with these like early wards, they're just going to run at towers.
That's actually a significant courier getting that salve. Not that it's dead for that long, but you look at the regen that's in this top lane, it's one Tango that just got eaten by the Morphling and 2 more left for the Venomancer, and Venomancer's probably going to use 1 more.
Yeah, I mean, it's, ooh, I mean, you do have to be worried about Ray kill here. You got your Poison Sting, but he's sitting on a salve, and all you've got is some Tangos. Anyways, as I was saying, it's all about hitting this level 3, hitting this level 5 on UR. That's how you're going to get your regen. You don't want to go through too much money on Morphling on regen. You want to be taking advantage of your attribute shift. Next pick comes out to him, bottom lane. Prado drop and Mandy both dropping a little bit low. Again, you got this aggressive play here with the tag team. Unfortunately, you don't have like any hard lockdown for them yet. You need a couple points in the act before you're really able to take these people down. You know, maybe level 3, you get the Berserker's Call as well.
Oh, tiny. Sorry, go on.
Oh, you're able to get the Berserker's Call as well. Just run at people, you know, run them down with the high movement speed you have, Battle Hunger, Speed Exchange, and then stun them up with the call. Actually, offer you a 2 points counter Helix. I don't know how I feel about that one. Yeah, we see that. That's right.
And then like 1 into the call afterwards.
Yeah.
No, I'm
Guys,
not too
drink
against it or
water,
anything.
stay hydrated. Sugar drinks are bad, says Fab ZZZ YYY. Maybe there wouldn't be so many Z's in your name if you didn't drink so much water and you had more Monster. You think about that? The audacity of these Twitch chatters, Bkop.
That was an amazing comeback. Very well, quickly thought.
Thank you. I broadcast video games in live time for a living.
And they do get the
And
Venomancer up top, and that lack of regen ends up being a bit of an issue.
I came here to be tested.
I did manage to catch that one. Again, just the huge movement speed that you have on Legion Commander allows you to run these enemies down. Venomancer is one of the slower heroes to be at 280. So it's like she has boots and you don't at any given time.
Fairy Fire, Snowball! Pulls in Quinn, gets a kill on Mr. Jeans, and then they take out Ray kill.
I mean, this is the issue you're going to have playing these melee heroes against a Death Prophet. We didn't see that in the first series of Crazy up against, Team Brazil there. But this time around, you know, you have to walk into him in order to get that combo off, in order to take advantage of, like, the Toss Avalanche combo. And you get blown up for it. Suddenly your high strength just becomes a tool for Quinn to heal off of. That's a double kill. This is very bad for Mr. Jeans if he can't get ahead in this mid lane. Because they banned out so many heroes in order to like have a good game for this tiny mid, didn't they?
Yeah. It's Andy now in trouble. Doesn't have Doppelganger for a couple seconds. Needs a couple counter helixes to go after this. Will get them. Lillis taking out Mandy, this Phantom Lancer. Getting killed off pretty early on. And meanwhile, SVG, he gets caught by Benjaz and Raykill inside the Roche pit.
Got it.
This will do.
Super easy for him to run down Venomancer at this point. Again, Veno still with no boots. Buys a Windlace because he's feeling kind of helpless and doesn't have the gold for the boots, but he's 300 movement speed. Did he sell the Windlace? He sold the Windlace, bought wards, decided he didn't need it after all. But, you know, you got 100 more movement speed on this Legion Commander. You come anywhere near the top lane, she's just going to click you down.
Yeah.
You try to Poison Sting her or Gale him, she's going to purge it off. She's going to click you down. SVG not having the best time right now. Ooh, Toss Avalanche combo. Quinn does get taken down, but you've got basically every hero here on the mid lane.
Lois on Mandy once again. We've seen Lois have a good performance on a couple of heroes so far, and I mean, it's not like he's had a bad performance. His team is undefeated thus far. It's been pretty good overall. We got Prada now over mid near Mr. Jeans, who he's level 6, so he's got Avalanche Toss and 1 into the tree grab, so a 3-2-1 build. Venomous Gale comes out, Avalanche Toss on SVG, lift him up, throw him down, kill him off. But Andy, he ends up dead to MSS, Queen, and Lelis bottom.
Yep. I mean, Quinn's got Exorcism. He may not opt to use it here, because again, Lelis has got this one handled. He's got the catapult. He's able to go cut creep waves. He's got all the regen in the world. But if you don't need to be down here, then you need to head elsewhere. Right now, SVG having a horrible time, just getting run down and burst by the enemy heroes. He's basically food for the enemy team.
Yeah, at least for the moment. Quinn comes back over mid, holding that exorcism, probably a good call as they could pressure another lane. Well, let's get some damage onto this tier 1 tower that only has 205 health left and make it 138 as this catapult looking for 2 more shots, but won't find it, and they'll just deny the tower. So that tower's now been denied. Mandy's been struggling in this lane, and all of a sudden, you know, that lane opens up.
Yep. They can just run at him, and then there's no counterplay there. No tower to TP2 anymore and help Mandy out. All the space for Axe to run you down becomes a huge problem. Mid lane, of course, is where they'll set their eyes next, probably around the 10-minute mark for the next catapult. For now, Quincy crew, they take control of your jungle. Well, net worth looks kind of even. They're making these moves to control your map. Mandy, you're going to go down again. Nothing he's able to do here. Able to stay.
Doppelganger. Oh, no. Got the Culling Blade, killing off this Phantom Lancer again. They look over at Prada. Prada digs up a bounty rune. All right. Life well served. And one more shot for Quinn. Good job by MSS to back off that and allow that to go the way of Quinn.
Yeah. This is interesting what they've done, though. Again, SVG had such a bad game. Quinn kind of allowed his game to be a little bit worse and have the Tinies be a bit better. Let SVG sit under the mid lane while he... I guess that was like suboptimal farming, XP and gold for Quinn, but for SVG, it made all the difference in the world. He's able to get a couple of levels, some items. Otherwise, he'd feel pretty useless. Quinn?
Avalanche, toss, duel comes through. Venomous Scout thrown out, but they got the kill on a Quinn as well as SVG. They're going to look over for more, but they can't catch MSS.
These snowballs to try and get away. Benjaz is very fast, though, but he TPs out on MSS after making it through the creep wave. Wellens doesn't care that everybody's up there. He continues to farm. Pause comes out from Infinity. This gives me time to talk about what just happened in the mid lane there. Again, you committed pretty hard on Quinn. You popped that exorcism. You think that you're going to take this tower. I thought they were going to wait till the 10-minute mark because it is pretty dangerous. While you do have all of these spirit siphons, there's tons of melee heroes on the enemy team. You know, you get hit by that duel initially. They've got tons of burst damage here. Once you're locked up, they can hit you with this breathe fire. You can get locked down with the ice path. PL can throw, just hit you again and get him with the Phantom Rush. And, of course, you got that burst damage from Mr. Jeans, the Toss Avalanche combo. So, even though you're pretty strong, you have to be careful for now. Too many heroes can get on you. You don't have that axe to jump on and counter-initiate with, the Blink Call. Until you have that, you are susceptible to getting blown up. So, once that's online, Lullis over here, he gets that Blink Dagger, the much easier time on Quincy crew playing over aggressive into those towers. Because again, they are forced to kind of pile onto whatever heroes dueled in order to bring them down. That's one of the weaknesses of having this 3 melee core lineup against the Axe.
So let's see how long this delay will last. Prada DC'd. Quinn taken out for the second time. I will say, though, Morphling, Yoar continuing to farm up in front of Mandy, who's having a rough game.
Yeah. Mandy not having the best time. I mean, you're identifying on Quincy crew that this is going to be the major problem if the game goes on. In that last series, we saw, in Team Brazil against Crazy there, the Phantom Lancer did start to come online. They ended up controlling him up. Quincy crew solution to that, don't let him get that initial Yasha diffusal blade.
Turn, they'll throw the Battle Hunger out onto this Death Prophet, or onto the Legion with Death Prophet right there.
Quinn sits down here and he scouts out Mr. Jeans, hits him with an auto attack. Doesn't have the Blink Dagger yet, so he's not able to gap that distance between him and Quinn. Right now, I think they're just playing far back until Lellis has that Blink Dagger. Quinn has Exorcism back up.
Well,
They
let's
try to
move
run him down.
forward. Battle Hunger, Ice Path, so trying to stop Quinn in his tracks. Avalanche Toss, Quinn in trouble, but he's got the Spirit Siphon. It's only down to about half health. Shards right onto Mr. Jeans, and there's nowhere for you to run. He'll use his wand. 15 charges, still trying to run with the Phase Boots. Avalanche comes in, but the Snowball is there, and they've got the Culling Blade. Lelis gets the kill on a Mr. Jeans.
Alright, so they do manage to get that one. I was worried for Quinn there. I thought they'd be able to turn him down and burst him, but you know, with those 2 Spirit Siphons active, you managed to heal enough inside that initial blow up. 12% magic resistance at level 10 will help as well. I think he'll go for this talent on Quinn. Top lane SVG up against Mandy. You feel very, very useless on SVG this game. He hasn't really had a contribution. Just kind of, the enemies have blown him up a couple times. Other than that, he just existed inside these lanes where the enemies aren't in order to get some farm. He's finally got his boots coming out to him, though. I feel so bad for this guy being forced to play the suboptimal hero in this game. I mean, a lot of the enemies are pretty good against him as well.
Mm-hmm.
He'll be a bit more useful once he's able to throw a point into that ultimate. But like I said, he's playing against multiple D-spells. He went to 1 point in Venomous Gale just because he offers that slow, and that part doesn't really scale. But 2 into Poison Sting, like we saw for usefulness in the laning phase, and then of course now he's maxing out the Plague Wards. So he'll be able to push and force the enemies back in order to deal with him. I mean, I think that'll be his contribution to the team fights.
There is little hope for Radiant's middle tower.
Smoke up.
Stealing shards. Let's go into steal. Avalanche and the Toss coming through from Mr. Jeans on MSS. They get the kill onto the Tusk. And the shards will be good. You can line up an Ice Path if anybody gets caught inside the shards.
Not for too long, though. Again, only 4 seconds at level 1.
Blink Dagger available on Lelis now, so they'll try to, I would expect them to smoke up and maybe make a play.
Yeah, I was kind of expecting them to throw the Tusk onto the cliff there and keep him there. Opportunity missed by Rubik. He didn't try to throw him up on the cliff at all, in fact. Just pulled him back into his team. The option was there. To Jeans. He's at the creep wave mid, forcing Quinn to deal with it. Both the mid towers at about half HP. And you've had some time to farm on Mandy now. He finishes that Diffusal Blade, so he's looking to take a fight to the enemies right away.
Fight breaking out. They've got the Walrus Punch. They'll get the kill and a Ray kill. And now the duel is in. Avalanche through and the Toss. They kill the Tusk. They don't get the dual damage. Exorcism used by Quinn looking over at Mr. Jeans. He's getting slowed up thanks to the Venomancer. Quinn gets the kill onto the Tiny. They bought back on this Rubik. So Ray kill by his back. Quincy crew, they'll move over for the tier 1 mid.
They fortify it as Quinn moves in there, and they don't want to bring this down. Allows them to position themselves a little bit close to the tower. Benjaz has his Blink Dagger. If he can get on top of Quinn and blow him up, this could be good. But he plays a little bit further back, and PL moves away. So I think that they will just get this tower down after all. Oh, okay. I take it back. I have no idea what I'm talking about. They disengage, which is the correct move. Exorcism runs out. I wasn't watching the timer. And both teams just kind of stand their ground in the mid lane here now. But Fortify did end up keeping the tower alive. We've seen a lot of action come out from Infinity in this mid lane, though. Getting this tower would be huge for them, allow them that much more control over the map. They've managed some counter kills on Quinn as he's been diving enemy heroes because they had this tower up as well. Everyone starts to back up. And they eye the top tier 1 on Infinity. This would open up the mid tower. Again, this is what SVG is doing to contribute to this game now. He did contribute in the last team fight, but you know, his hero doesn't play that well against the enemy, so he shoves in lanes with his Plague Wards and forces some of the enemy heroes to rotate.
And gets the rotation. The Dual Breath will come in, but they could still focus on this tier 1 in the top lane. They've got the Avalanche and Toss to clear up these creeps pretty quickly, and nobody coming over from Quincy crew just yet. They're all over mid and trying to secure this tier 1.
Radiant's bottom tower is in danger. Dire should look to their top.
It feels so awkward with everybody walking around here. It's just him up in another 24 seconds. You probably want to grab level 2 of this ability on Quinn before going in again. Double the spirits, double the damage. UR's been free farming this game though. So almost got his E-Blade. It's interesting seeing him just rush that item. I think it's the play here though. If you could just get on the Rubik and blow him up, you know, go for it. It is a little bit harder than it normally would be, though, because he did steal the attribute shift from the Morphling at some point in this game. He's got 64 strength and 16 to agility.
My waters rise.
I will say, you are free farming, but yet Mandy's found a way to keep up in terms of farm.
He has,
Overwhelming odds on the 3 heroes. And you know, this is a Phantom Lancer that's died 3 times.
Is under attack. There is little hope for Dire's middle tower.
Each of these heroes that have died a bunch are finding their way back in the game. SVG actually disabling Legion Commander's Blink Dagger over there. Had thrown some wards out of the back line. Every time one of these hits him, disables it, and of course it makes him much slower. It's a real nuisance to deal with. I hate playing against Venomancer for this reason. Not because the players are ever any good or I even feel like the hero's that good. I just don't like having my Blink disabled by Plague Wards and walking really slow because of Poison Sting.
Vanguard picked up for Lois. He's farming really well.
On the hunt for Radiant forces.
Do this!
They're sitting towards mid, but Infinity's not here. You've got Raykill farming top. You got the Tiny over in the jungle. He's going into an Echo Sabers. Picked up that Blink Dagger. And Jakiro going into the Yules. Like, they're just farming elsewhere on the map. It feels like getting a lot out of the map so far for the side of Infinity Esports. They've kept it really close.
Yeah, I feel like a couple more items and Quincy Crew will take the fight to you. Again, the biggest thing is the fact they haven't managed to bring down this tier 1 mid. They've been holding this so well on Infinity. It's hard to move through Benjaz. He's got all this HP armor, movement speed, the D-spell. And it's difficult to keep the lane push when you're dealing with these ice paths and frost breaths constantly coming out. But here's your solution.
Yeah, shards come in. Walrus Punch as well as the waveform E-Blade. Ooh, Benjaz thinks better of going on the duel on Yawar. Poison Nova used. They've got a lot of control coming in, but they get the kill on MSS as well as SVG. But they killed Mandy. That's the big part. Benjaz follows up. Mr. Jeans will die afterwards with the Spirit Siphon of the waveform coming in from Quinn and Yawar. They've got 4 heroes dead, and now they'll find a 5th. Raykill trying to survive with a Spirit Siphon of his own, but there's the blink as well as the call. Spirit Siphon still doing a lot. They're starting to pull him into the rest. And Spirit Siphon, I guess, level 4 with that extra Arcane Supremacy? Doing enough?
Structures are fortified.
I did huge damage there and had huge lifesteal. And the instant cast time made it even better. You know, all these heroes that had big HP pools on the side of Quincy Crew as well kept him up. And Rubik, I think they would have been able to burst him down as well if he didn't have so many points attributed into the strength because he got that from Morphling earlier on. So that keeps him alive. But, you know, overall, that was pretty bad for his team. Net worth going up for Quincy Crew. But the biggest thing is that they lost that tower. That was that major point that closed off a lot of the map from Quincy Crew from taking. So now that they don't have that to fall back on, I think that you'll start making moves with Yawar. Lelis will start playing more aggressively into your jungle, and things will really start to turn in favor of Quincy Crew.
It starts to turn in their favor. They do have a 2K lead. The question is, can they expand on it? You know, Infinity, I think Mandy just needed a second longer to survive. Ice Path, Avalanche, Toss, Lelis, there's a Dual Breath, gets the call out. However, he's just going to get chased down. He's inside the Macro Pyre. Snowball will save him. The question is that enough? They're going to delay it, but Prado's going to wisely try and stand in the Macro Pyre to get the kill on Lelis, and now he stands still for so long. The rest of the team is here. The waveform over. Down goes Mr. Jeans. Prado follows. Double kill for Yawar. All that for an attempt to getting a kill on to the Axe, and they don't even get that.
Yeah, it's going to be even harder for them going forward here. Axe almost having his Crimson Guard complete. Well, that's definitely the item you want when you're playing against Phantom Lance. You're playing against Legion. Help people when they get gone on by those duels. And there goes your bottom tier 2. So, your jungle is now under control of Quincy crew. They warded up. Sentries all over the place. And Mandy, your space to farm. It's disappearing. Say goodbye to the rainforest.
Snowball.
Oh, top lane.
Finding great kill. It's an easy kill, and you're starting to see the movements from Quincy crew come out together.
Yeah.
You know, you're not seeing 1 or 2 heroes, you're seeing 3 or 4 heroes. You're seeing 1 hero dangle while 3 or 4 heroes come up behind him.
Yeah. I mean, it all came down to that tier 1 tower, like I was saying. Again, the fact that the enemy one was there, they didn't want Infinity to be able to push theirs down. If Catapult actually lets them take it there. But with their tower down, you know, you get the movements in the jungle. You wouldn't otherwise be able to make these aggressive plays. The enemies could just teleport onto the other side of you and easily take these fights. Prada, you are dead, sir.
Gets caught, Ice Path down, Spirit Siphon there. SVG coming around. And they kill Mr. Jeans' courier. Prada surviving a long time for all this.
Prada, he survives for a little while, but he does end up going down. Exorcism is up now. You are almost done with the Lincoln Sphere. I think once they grab this, they'll start taking down these tier 2s. They'll take the top tower, tier 1, and then tier 2 there, and maybe make a move onto Roshan. So, you know, the enemies can't buy back and take the fight.
Morphed into the Tiny for a second, but couldn't follow up. And it's only a 4K lead. I just feel like when you look overall, Benjaz and Mr. Jeans aren't exactly providing as much as Quinn and Lillis.
Yeah. Mandy hasn't really had a game so far either, and you are, you know, he's been allowed to do whatever he wants.
Quinn call on a Benjaz. Bottom, they've got Prada coming over. Now they've got the Blade Mail pop, Dual Breath, Macropyre. Can they get the kill for the dual damage? Yes, they can. Good turnaround from the side of Infinity, but it still looks like Quincy crew wants to fight. Snowball coming over on a Prada. Got the Walrus Punch followed up. Venomous Gale hits. Adaptive Strike will be avoided with the Yules from Prada, who throws down the Ice Path, but avoided by Yawar, and the E-Blade kills the Jakira.
So he's taken out there. They ping over to the mid tier 2. Not sure they'll be able to grab this though. Ooh, MSS making these aggressive moves. Tag team onto the Rubik. He might just get bursted down here.
Survives actually has Crib Swarm to throw. Snowball doesn't hit on the Mandy. The chase is on, and MSS ends up going in a bit too far.
You do need Lillis here to be able to turn these fights when the Phantom Lance initiates.
Duel again. E-Blade to stop this duel from securing dual damage. SVG gets the Poison Nova off, and do Quincy crew want to fight into this? They've got the Lincolns now in UR.
I think they do, to be completely honest with you.
Call. Looking over at the Tiny Avalanche in. UR turns into the Tiny Avalanche toss on his own and will get the kill on Mr. Jeans. They've also caught themselves a Rubik. Silence, Battle Hunger, Ice Path down. That keeps Quinn and Yawar out of it. They don't need to go cast the Ice Path to even attack this Rubik. They'll just get the kill themselves.
And with the Exorcism still up, just having the mana for it now, they may make their way into the pit here. We'll see. They see the double damager, and in fact, they don't need to commit the Exorcism to take Roshan. You take it so quickly with the DD on Morph. Look at this. 256 plus 256. He morphs a couple points in the strength to that even 500. You know, you are a man who loves his aesthetics. But the enemies are pretty close, you know. You can't go in a row. The enemies are this nearby.
And the taunt's actually putting him around the shards. Paths him in an interesting direction. But go for the snowball. They've got the silence. Mandy now trying to fight this. Walrus Punch comes in. Ice Path lands on 2. Macropyre down. Toss Mandy back up onto the high ground. MSS, he's getting run down by some of these illusions, and maybe they're looking to fight. Benjaz comes over, but won't blink in and look for a duel.
Unfortunately, committed the entire duration of that double damage room and just had to kind of walk around. He got the shotgun off for the kill, but no use to the DD on the Roche. Still will take it pretty fast with this exorcism, though. And you're out of position right now. You have wards up around the pit. You will catch the enemies and beat them in the fight if you get them. Lelis posturing aggressively with his blink dagger, being able to slow the enemies down if they try to commit onto the pit. He just picked up on Uar, and how do you bring this guy down twice? You can get him once maybe if you get the duel onto him and a toss avalanche combo, but 2 times?
Going into Jakiro, Battle Hunger on a Prada, shards are perfect, and Prada in a lot of trouble. Snowball comes in, Ice Path down, it'll stun him up for a second, but they've got the Spirit Siphon as well as the Duels, Walrus Punch, and Leos with the finish.
Only saving grace there is that Jakiro is only down for, what, 36 seconds in total, being level 11. You are, bottom lane, goes on Mr. Jeans.
Tossed up, Avalanche. Mandy stopping his TP. Maybe thinking about going in. This is going to be very risky for him. Snowball out, tag team used. Mr. Jeans ends up dead. Mandy comes from behind. Benjaz looking over. They need to pop this Lincolns. They get the kill out on MSS. They look over at Yawar. Lelis is here. Now they've got the duel. But this isn't going to be good for Benjaz. Winner, winner, chicken dinner there for Lelis. They're right-clicking away on Yawar, but again, taking him out twice, taking him out once seems like such a huge issue. Silence comes in, but it's as he's doppelgangering. Looks over at Lelis, Battle Hunger onto the real Phantom Lancer. He starts to run. They've got Illusions down low. SVG throws the Venomous Gale out at Illusions. Mandy's still using the doppelganger. There's the blink as well as the call onto Mandy. They've got him low. They'll get the kill. SVG gets credit for it. And this goes really well for the side of Quincy crew after Mandy, who could have just TP'd out, stopped his TP to stay.
Yeah, this Mandy here, he managed to fake them out so many times, but in the end, it just didn't matter. You've got too much damage, team fight, Quincy crew having all the items they need, and you know, this is the exact time that they were looking for. This first age is around 25 minutes. You know, it's only a matter of time before they start pushing into your base. Exorcism being off a cooldown, it being level 3, I think is when it's go time. So they'll start to position around this tier 2 mid, I think. Lelis and Quinn making their way down here. But that fight was so far out as well when you didn't have control of the map. The supports just weren't able to move into there and give you a hand.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
SS, he's nearby. Waiting for somebody maybe to move up so he can get a snowball in. That could potentially be Mr. Jeans, who comes over right on Lelis as well as MSS. They've got the Walrus Punch to start this off. Meanwhile, there's a duel happening off screen. They go for the kill on Mr. Jeans. Avalanche comes out, and lands on a 3. They finally get the kill, and now back over. SVG, he ends up dead to Mandy.
Laura shifts all of his points back into agility here, back into strength again, some health, and he might look to commit. Quinn, again, does have Exorcism ready. It's the Essence Ring. Well, duel's on cooldown. Might want to look to take this tier 2 tower. Worried about vision up on the high ground. It's not there, though. They are able to keep these lanes pushed out thanks to this Jakiro, thanks to this Tiny, but I feel like their backs are against the wall. They're doing a decent job of holding against Quincy crew, but it's only a matter of time. The overwhelming odds, but you are tears through this tower in no time at all. No need to commit that exorcism. But they'll probably want to get back here. They're missing Venomancer. Tiny is back up.
Scanning for enemies.
Get the last of those tier 3 neutral items. They only have one so far, the repair kit, and you know they're not holding right now. I think it's a decent item to grab on Axe though. And he already has the Crimson Guard. He's that huge HP regen to be able to go back in the fight pretty easily.
AK. Quincy crew.
Top tower is under
Pick up
attack.
a Paladin sword. Oy, gosh, that's always a good one to get.
Yeah. Give that to Yawar. He'll be able to play so aggressive with that one. And probably just hit full agility. I'm not, like, at a certain point, you have so much armor and so much lifesteal on the Morphling that the duels really don't mean much. You just heal up too quickly.
Over at Prada, Shards, Avalanche comes in on a multiple heroes. Now they're going to look for the duel. They've got it out. It's on a Queen. Snowball comes in. They've smoked for some reason? Okay. Well, now the Yules. Quinn survives. Poison Nova used by SVG. They'll send the illusions forward to try and stop this push. Poison Nova stole by Ray Kill. Question of whether or not he can get in.
They back off again. But it looks like they're not going to use this Aegis. It gets reclaimed in just a second here by Roche. So they might play a little bit further back on Quincy crew. You know, wait for the next Roche to come up. Take the Aegis, take the cheese. Cheese being super important here on Quinn. If the enemy started bursting down under the effects of exorcism, just pops that. He's back to full HP. SVG goes down and
Can they get this kill on the X? They've got the duel. And now Snowball.
oh
It's
no,
coming out
he
onto the
misses.
Legion Commander. They get the kill on Mandy. They've lost the Phantom Lancer. Now, Tiny in some trouble. They finally get the kill on Alelis. Mr. Gene's trying to run away, but the shards are perfect. MSS keeping him close. Exorcism used, chasing on a Benjaz. Mr. Gene's ends up dead. Now they focus over on the Legion Commander. Benjaz ends up going down. 3 heroes down on the side of Infinity, and just the Jakiro and Rubik are alive.
That could have been so much better there for Quincy crew. MSS had blinked in, tried to save the axe from the duel and all those dots with the snowball, but he was just off the mark. He was outside that 300 range, so axe did end up going down after the duel, despite how tanky he is. But you know, here we are, under the tier 3s, under the tier 4s.
Yeah, easy kill on a Ray Kill. They've got the toss back as he morphs into the Tiny. Toss up in the air, not going to save him. Mr. Genes ends up dead. And they're just cleaning up. Quincy crew aggressive through the tier 3s, over to the tier 4s even. And it's just become a slaughter.
Yeah, you're buying back, but there's not much you can do other than spam out these spells, the overwhelming odds, the dual breath, the ice path. But you know, it's the only thing really holding Yuar back here is his lack of mana. Once he's got the ability to waveform in, then shotgun you down, you're just dead. They back off after grabbing the melee rack, so they're playing careful here.
Surprisingly,
not
not
sure.
17k.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they really need to play that careful, but you know, like I said, you might want to wait on this Aegis and Cheese. Super big tools for both Morphling and Death Prophet. Being able to pop that Cheese while you got Exorcism, being able to survive that like one thing that you have to kill the Morphling, the Blink Blade Mail Duel. Those things are exhausted, you know, you just take the base after there's on cooldown and win the game. Top lane SVG shoving out the lane, but you know, Infinity knowing that they need to make a play now, they can't just wait for the enemies to get the next Roche and run them over.
They can steal from Quinn here. Crypt Swarm.
They back off as Quinn runs forward with that Shivas, though they don't want to have to deal with him. Roshan, we're going to see what his respawn timer is in another 3 seconds here.
All right, another minute. If they even want to wait on that, you can see that they're pressuring, and I think if Infinity come over and get caught, that could just be the call in the game.
Yeah, I think that they just want to keep them in the base, to be honest with you. Again, you don't have the neutral items right now. And you having to go very far out to grab some. Get the repair kit. That could be big for holding the defense, but you know, they don't necessarily have to target your towers. They're doing just fine bursting your heroes down. It is the tier 3 item they want, though, when they're holding their base. So a glimmer of hope for Team Infinity. And they're smoked up here. They have the Venom War inside the pit. Roshan will respawn before that expires, so they will manage to catch Roshan. Question is if they initiate in the next couple of seconds here. Case being taken, Roshan respawns. They're going to ping it out here on Quincy crew, and Yuar right away goes in the pit. He's just shy of level 25. Once he gets his 2 waveform charges, a 3 multi-shot adaptive strike, either one of these pretty big for them. But I don't think they'll wait for Yuar getting that 25.
Duel on SVG. They could go in on this if they find the right timing. Maybe they could jump through, but Yuar picks up the Aegis, was trying to get Mandy in with the spider legs. They'll end up stealing Crypt Swarm once again. There's the Blink as well as the call on a Benjaz. Yuar coming over. Ice Path lands on a 3 as well as the Macro Pyre. MSS moving forward, trying to find Prada. Benja's dead, 87 seconds, no buyback. And they're going to get this kill onto Hero, taking out a second with no buyback.
Yeah, so 2 heroes down. You did have to commit exorcism because it looked to get a little bit dicey there towards the end of Roshan, but SVG, he served his purpose. He stood on the high ground, he delayed the enemies, gave you information about how quickly they'd be inside the pit. I think it's just as useful as him participating in the fight and not dying there. Because again, you lose that Roche fight, things can be disastrous for you. 25 now on the Morphin, he's got the 2 waveform charges. Just allow him to jump out of the backline and blow people up. They try to pop the repair kit, but I'll be honest with you, Bkop, he's ripping right through it. He's got almost 300 points of agility.
Yeah, no surprise that he's able to just rip through this. He's got the Aegis. There's nothing... I mean, can they kill him once? Can they kill him twice? It doesn't really feel like.
Now, repair kit's going to be on cooldown now. So they go to this last tier 3 tower. I don't think they want to go underneath these tier 4s. You still have to worry about the amount of damage these things do. We'll try to stun Quinn here, but he's got the cheese. In fact, he might eat it once he drops to 1,000 before he gets that next exorcism. They can get these Raxes before the new commander respawns. Great.
Or get that, has that Lincoln's popped. He's level 25 now. Has the 2 waveform charges. Waveforms in, waveforms out. Mandy with the Doppelganger. They've got the telekinesis now. Avalanche toss. Can they take the Aegis? Yes, they can. So that's the Aegis. Can Infinity hold before Mega Creeps are looking for the duel to pop the Lincolns. Was that with the duel? I think it was. He pops the Lincolns that way. Poison Nova comes in. They get the kill on the Prada. Now they look over at Mandy, who's been surrounded as well. Silence. No Doppelganger for him, but the Avalanche lands on all 5 of these heroes on the side of Quincy Crew. They still get the kill on Mandy, and GG is called. Mr. Jeans ends up dropping. Benjaz to follow. And it's 38-18, a 36-37 minute win for Quincy.
Quincy Crew, convincing victory. Took them a little bit longer than I thought to close out this game, but you know, they played it safe, waiting for that last Roshan before doing that final push there. But like I said, they had all the tools they needed to take the base. The one thing that they had to kill this Morphling, that Blink Dual Blade Mail, there were solutions to it. He had the BKB, he had the Lincoln Sphere, and he could blow up almost any hero on Infinity. So, well played by them. One dicey thing by them was SVG's Venomancer. Didn't feel like it was contributing a whole lot in the early game, that laning phase, but, you know, Quinn had sacrificed the mid lane for a little while, made some things happen bottom, opted to shut down Mandy's game while getting SVG a little bit further ahead to get him back in so he could contribute. And he ended up getting some big ultimates, and of course kept lanes pushed with those wards. So, well played by Quincy Crew. Game number 1.
And game number 1 goes Quincy Crew's way. You are 17-0-9. Very well done, Quinn. 10-2-23. I mean, the cores on Quincy Crew just played amazing. So that's it for game 1. We'll be back with game 2 in just a moment. Stay right there. We'll be right back.